It is smoke.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Firewatch reporting a potential fire.
Holy moly. Take a look at those odd wicker men, Sheriff. Has that blown off from the top? Or is someone messing with us? Feels good to be back in the old girl. Head over to go and see if Walter is kicking about. Hopefully, he might have some work for us. Options, options, options. Firewatch duty for Sheriff, or take up Walter's offer staying at his boathouse. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the American Dream at Riverbend Springs. We start off where we finished last time, at the lake. That's because we were checking out Walter's houseboat on the lake over here. Now, if I sound a bit croaky, I think it's because the late night at the Firewatch watchtower has finally caught up with us, and we seem to have caught a bit of a cough and cold. But yes, this is Walter's houseboat, and it looks very nice, and he was going to let us stay here for the reasonable fee of $100 per night, which seems reasonable to me. But we have also had the offer from the sheriff to do another evening of Firewatch duties. And it's been interesting to get your thoughts and ideas on this, but it seems like the majority think it is best for us to keep the sheriff on our side and to do best by him. So we're going to head over to the sheriff's office and see really if there is going to be anything in it for us for doing the Firewatch duty again. The previous time we did it, it was to earn the truck back, which we have got. But this time round, I think it's fair for us to ask for a wage or some sort of payment. So let's head over there and see what he has got to say. Seems I caught the traffic on the school run home, but that's alright. Back into Riverbend, and we can head to the sheriff's office over the railway track, and I think the sheriff must be in because his car is there. I think there seem to be two patrol cars and one 4x4 patrol truck. Afternoon, Sheriff. Yes, that's right, Sheriff. We'd be up for doing the Firewatch duty again. I think we'll have a little bit of a rest before we start shift. But we were really wondering, what's in it for us? Oh, okay, $1,000. That sounds very reasonable. And what's this you got for us? Oh, it's one of the tents from the barn fire site. Well, that might come in handy if we need it in the future. Thanks, Sheriff. Okay, Sheriff, we'll head to the watchtower for 6, but in the meantime we'll grab some supplies, grab some dinner, and have a bit of a kip. Okay, that seems quite reasonable. The sheriff is going to give us the deputy's wage for the evening, which is $1,000. Might sound like a lot, but obviously that is an overtime rate for working through the evening, which sounds pretty fair, to be honest, for a whole night's work. We're going to start at about 6 o'clock. So the plan is we are going to go to the garage, grab some snacks, and then another thing that the sheriff told us is that he had a word with the folks at the cafe about everything that went on last night, and has kind of set some of the locals straight on the previous confusion about what happened when we were staying at Willie's. And in fact that we didn't do anything too major wrong, so I think the locals are no longer worried that we are going to be a criminal in the area, which is good news. Right, we will head into the garage. We don't need to fuel up, but we can grab some snacks, and then we can head to the cafe for hopefully a bit of dinner. There we go, a good amount of crisps, drinks, and some treats for ourselves. That'll keep us happy throughout the evening once hunger strikes. We will head into the cafe and see about grabbing some dinner. Oh, well, that was very delicious and a little bit on the expensive side. I don't think we will be doing that every evening, that's for sure. Oh, we got some more folk interested in our truck. Afternoon, evening. Yes, the cafe is a nice treat after last evening's fun and games, but I think we needed a slap-up meal to get us feeling good again. Now, I thought we'd head over to the area of the watchtower and find a place to pull up and have a little quiet spot where we can have a bit of a kip and catch up on some sleep before the shift starts at 6. Now, this little lay-by seems absolutely perfect, so I think we will just swing in here and take the opportunity to catch up on some much-needed Z's. Oh, well, that was about an hour and a half or so, and it's about 10 to 6, or coming up to 10 to 6. So we better head over to the watchtower, start up the old girl, get the lights on, and we can head on our way. It's just up the road and onto the dirt track up here. Onto the dirt track. Round the corner, and there we go. The watchtower is dead ahead. Right, we can pull in here and shut her down for the night. I wonder what tonight has got in store for us. But let's go get settled in. Good to be back, I guess. Right, I think we will just get straight on to getting the furnace lit and changed into our Firewatch duty clothes. There we go, we certainly fit the bill of fire watchmen again. And we can start by doing our usual check-in and watches. It's nearly midnight. It's been a quiet night so far. Been enjoying a book and just tucked into a bag of crisps. Our furnace has been nice to sit next to for some warmth. But I think we will do our next 15-minute checks and be ready to report in. Another nearly full moon sky, and there's no cloud, so visibility is absolutely fantastic. We can see 4 miles. Hold on. Is that a flash I see? Is someone taking pictures of us? What's that? Hello? Is anybody there? Could have sworn I heard some keys jingling. That's very strange. Hold on, I could have swore I left my keys on this table. That's my truck. Someone's got my keys. The engine's running and the lights are on. Oi, you better not be trying to steal my truck. Who on earth do you think you are? Hello? There's no one here. Why is my truck running? I didn't leave the keys in it. Someone is definitely playing games with me. And I'm not interested in any games, thank you very much. You stay well away and leave us alone. Oh, it must be the same pranksters who put the beach ball in the back of the police truck last time. Now, I hope there's not going to be any more of this nonsense. Who are you? Oh. Oh, ooh. Ah, my head. Oh no, the radio. It's 1 o'clock. We haven't checked in twice. And, oh, is that the sheriff I can hear? Oh, thank goodness you're here, Sheriff. I was attacked by a man in a bike helmet. That's right, he clobbered me one and knocked me out. That's why I've not been answering the radio. Doesn't look like they've taken anything, but they did play a prank on me with my truck. Is there anyone you think it could be, Sheriff? Like you say, I'll never be able to identify the person. But thanks for offering to do the remainder of tonight's watch, Sheriff. I'll head over to your office and see the medic like you say. Oh, a bit sore getting down these steps. But oh my, what another evening. And God knows who that was who decided to come and attack us. I'm a little bit worried that someone is out to get us in Riverbend Springs. But I gotta hand it to the sheriff. He did come to our rescue effectively and has taken over the Firewatch duties for tonight. He's told us to go and see the medic at the sheriff's office, which we will go do now, and he did say that we could sleep it off in the medical room to hopefully feel better. There's something definitely not right in Riverbend Springs. I feel like there's too many occurrences of things going wrong, especially for us, getting in trouble with the sheriff, the fire, and now getting assaulted by a random person in a bike helmet. But what could that person have had against us? What have we done to anyone around here besides try and help and try and make a living for ourselves? Right, we made it to the sheriff's office, so let's park up and we can go and see the medic. Ah, thanks, Doc. Cheers for giving us the once-over. Yeah, I don't think anything is too wrong with us. But we definitely need a good night's sleep, so I'm gonna hit the sack. Well, morning has come around, and luckily, we've had a good amount of rest in the medical bay. I'm not really sure what is in store for the day, but I'm hoping we do hear from the sheriff at some point. Talk of the devil, just received a text from the sheriff. We'll do what we can to find who did this. Just transferred the money for last night's Firewatch. Regards, Sheriff Bob. Oh, fantastic. So the sheriff has actually paid us, as if we did the whole evening's Firewatch, even though we didn't. And he had to come and help us. Oh, that's very good of him.
Right, well, today is another day, so we will try and put last night's events behind us and crack on with our plans today. Now, it seems that my voice has suffered even more, I think, from the late nights at the watchtower, and also I think some of the smoke from the fire has finally got to it. But, oh, I have to wait for the railroad here. But the plan is I'm going to head over to the warehouse to see if there are any building materials available, because I'm starting to make a bit of a plan towards what we will need to build a house. And we will need some building materials, some planks long and some wood beams. And I think the warehouse here is somewhere where we could look to source them. So I think I'm just going to pull up here in the customer parking and we can take a look-see. I think the office is in here, so let's see what we can buy. So it looks like the warehouse has planks long and some wood beams in stock. But one thing to note is it is very expensive. So it's $7,500 for some wood beams and $5,000 for some planks long and $3,300 for some normal planks. So with the money we have and the cost of these building materials, it is going to take us a really long time to get everything constructed. Well, I'm at a bit of a loss as to what we can do. I'm thinking I might give Walter a call and see if he's got any work going over winter so we can earn a good amount of money. Let's give him a call. Hey, Walter. Yes, we're not doing too bad. Although there was another incident at the watchtower last night. I won't go into it. But I was wondering if you've got any work over winter, because, yes, we need to start getting some building materials in. And they seem to cost a lot of money at the warehouse. And, of course, we've got to buy the plot of land as well. So, yes, was wondering if you had anything going over winter that could help us out. Oh, I see. You're quite preoccupied, are you? Well, that's not a problem. Yep, we'll be in touch with you soon. No worries. Thanks. Well, that does seem a bit of a shame. Walter is very busy over winter, but hasn't got any work for us. He's in the middle of some big cotton harvests at the moment, so can't really stop to help and see if there's any work that we can do for him. But I've had a bit of an idea, and it involves our old friend Noah. I say old friend, he is a new friend really, but we have not seen him for a few weeks. So I was thinking on paying him a visit, as of course he has the sawmill, and I was going to ask if there's any opportunity or any options that we could look to try and get hold of some building materials. Now, despite it being November, the sun is out and the temperature is a pretty mild 17 degrees, so that is very nice. Left turn into the sawmill, and it's been a little while since we trekked into Noah's establishment. There he is, the old devil. Hey Noah, how are you keeping? We're not too bad, thanks. It's been a tricky couple of weeks with the old barn fire and last night's event at the watchtower. We were wondering if you had any opportunity for us to get hold of some building materials. Ah, I see. That sounds like quite a good idea. By the way, I can only apologise for my voice. Seems that I've lost it from all the smoke at that barn fire and the late nights at the watchtower. Now, Noah has had quite a good idea. It seems like he has a flurry of deadwood contracts that need to be done. There are quite a few sites across Riverbend Springs where he needs the deadwood chopped down and taken away. And what he has suggested is that rather than us selling the deadwood this time, that we rent his sawmill, and he will basically use the deadwood to turn into building materials for us by way of planks long, and wooden beams. So we are going to accept these 5 deadwood contracts in various places across Riverbend Springs, go and chop down the wood and bring it back to the sawmill for Noah to turn into building materials for us. Excellent. Well, I guess we better pay the fee for renting the sawmill now, shall we? And to lease the sawmill, it is going to cost us $821, but that's not too bad in the grand scheme of things, especially when it comes to the cost of building materials from the warehouse. Thanks, Noah. We're going to crack on with these deadwood contracts, and we'll be back with the wood. See you soon. Yep, we'll see you later, Noah. Take care. Well, that is very handy, because not only are we going to earn some good money from helping Noah out with the deadwood, but we are also going to source some building materials for ourselves, and that is going to save us a good amount of money that we otherwise would have had to pay at the warehouse for purchasing the building materials. Right, we are going to head to the dealership because I have a bit of a plan. We are going to buy a trailer that is going to help us haul more wood at once, because there's going to be lots of trips back to the sawmill with all of the wood that we cut down. Back into the centre of town, and we can head to the dealership. Good morning. Now, it seems that when it comes to wood trailers, we have a couple of options. There is this Lizard homemade log trailer, which is $2,000, and it looks pretty good, pretty sturdy, but it looks like it's going to carry quite long-sized logs, and we have to be careful about what we can actually lift into the trailer. And also, this trailer is only built really for hauling logs, so it's not very versatile. Now, the next trailer is this Lizard J4027, but it is quite a simple trailer. There are no sideboards or headboard, so it means that logs could easily fall off. Now, a rather too large option is this Lizard low bed trailer. It looks very good because it does have the ability to add some poles on the side to keep logs in, but unfortunately it is very expensive, and also it has a pin hitch which is not going to fit on the back of our pickup. We need a ball hitch, so it's looking like the best option for us is this Stemmer Trius, which is $9,750, and it is a fairly sizable trailer, and it has some ramps for the back, and the sides and rear can also fold down, and because it has some barriers, it is going to be reasonable for holding a good amount of logs. So I think we are going to go ahead and buy this. There we go, our first equipment purchase, and it matches the truck quite nicely. So let's get hitched up to the back of it, and we can head over to our first deadwood site. Hitch it up like so. Fantastic. Looking very good. Right, let's just quickly consult the map. And we have 5 sites. One in the northwest, one in the northeast, one in the east, and then 2 in the south, which is going to be interesting. I think one of them is actually near the watchtower. But we better crack on and get to chopping this deadwood down. Now, I think we're going to head to the northwest site first of all and work around in a bit of a clockwise fashion. But the good thing about having this trailer is that we can obviously use this to stash wood, but then we can also stash wood in the back of the pickup like we did before. Right turn here. And I think this is the site coming up on the left, so let's turn left and then we can pull into the middle where there looks to be a bit of a clearing and a place to park. I can see the deadwood already with the trees marked out, so that is nice and handy. Let's just straighten up and get the trailer opened. Also open the back of the pickup. Right, we can get started. Just fetch the axe from the toolbox in the back of the pickup. There we go. And we can head over to cut down our first tree. So we're going to work our way around these 5 sites, collect up as much wood as possible, and hopefully we can get started on making some building materials. Right, we have completed 3 out of 5 contracts for Noah now, which is really good. We've just finished up the 3rd site, which is actually very close to the sawmill, which is quite handy. I have a rather full load at the moment, so I can't take any more logs. There are 2 trees which I have left in a nice pile for us to come back and get later. As for the other 2 contracts, we will have to resume them at some point later on, but I'm going to take this last load back to the sawmill so we can get the sawmill topped up with this last drop of wood. I think we had about 30,000 litres of wood when I last dropped off a load, and of course we did have to do a bit of a roadside tree choppage, as some of the trees were falling down the cliffs as we cut them, which was quite interesting to have to deal with. Alright, we can pull into the drop-off section. It's covered in tire marks because we've been back and forth all day long. Let's head up to the office and we can get this load deposited. Another load dropped off. And if we take a look at the sawmill, which we are leasing at the moment, we have got 39,053 litres of wood in there. So that is a fantastic haul from all of the dead wood from those 3 sites. Now the production has commenced for planks long and wood beams, and we have a good amount of each there. 989 litres of planks, 664 litres of planks long, and 442 litres of wood beams. And it seems like we have some wood chips as byproduct, which we'll probably look to sell, or maybe we could take some back to our living quarters and use as a source of fire. Let's head up to the sawmill. We can check in on Noah, who is busily making our building materials, and we can also collect the money for the contracts that we did for him. Right, we are back at the sawmill, and oh, Noah is there. I'm guessing he's taking a break from chopping timber for now. Hey Noah, how's it going? So we've completed the 3 out of the 5 contracts, so we can collect 1,800, 2,475, and 1,800. Brilliant. Thanks very much for cracking on with all of the building material creation, Noah. We will resume the deadwood contracts later on this afternoon and throughout the rest of winter. Have a good one, and we will catch you at some point soon. Right, we will get back on the road, and reason being is I want to head over to Walter's, as we can afford, again after purchasing the trailer, which dipped our funds slightly, we can now afford our first piece of land again. And we're going to buy Field 34, which is the cheapest plot of land. It's Walter who owns it, so we're going to go head over to see him. Hurtling through town, and I was quite careful not to drive past any of Sheriff Bob's traffic cameras in case he brought some of our log hauling loads into question and gave us another fine. Right, we can head on into Walter's, and he should be here, hopefully. Hey Walter, good to see you. I guess you've taken a quick break from the big cotton harvest. That's no worries. I know you're busy and can't find work for us all the time. We've been busy doing some deadwood contracts for Noah. I see you've heard about our little incident at the watchtower. Yep, that's right. No idea who it was. But yes, we'd like to purchase Field 34, if that's possible. I know you said that you were looking to offload it because it's quite a small field to keep managing. Well, Walter has agreed to sell us Field 34. It's going to cost 25,224. It's not going to leave us with much money left in the bank, but we've got some deadwood contracts to finish for Noah, which should bring us another couple of thousand, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's buy it. Excellent. Thanks so much, Walter. Can't believe it. We're officially landowners. Yep, we'll catch you later, Walter. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Right, we can head out of Walter's East Farm and head straight for our new patch of land. I can't believe it. Landowners finally in Riverbend Springs. It really is hopefully a turning point for the better, and we can start to build a home for ourselves. Now here it is, our very own little patch of paradise, field 34, but that is going to be perfect for us starting out. Just wedged the pickup in a little gap there, but here we go. This is our field. It's only very small, but it's going to be the perfect spot for us to build a home. And then we've got room to expand into some neighbouring fields, which I think Walter is also the owner for. And I think he's looking to part ways with this site because it is quite small compared to some of the fields he manages. So it's a bit of an overhead for him to come out this way and to deal with such small fields. But that means it is a perfect opportunity for us. Field 34 does have grass in at the moment, but that's okay. Now, we of course have only $66 to our name, so we don't have enough money to go and stay at Walter's houseboat tonight. But we of course have the tent that Sheriff Bob gave us, and I've stashed it in the toolbox in the truck. So let's grab it, and I think we can get it set up somewhere nice here along the river. There we go, we have set up the tent and we've put it right next to the little stream so we can get some water and get a little campfire going as well, and boil some water to make tea and dinner. We'll have to maybe have a look about what we can eat, but there we go. It will be quite nice here for the evening, having a little camp out. And we will have to resume the deadwood contracts that we have taken out and get that deadwood over to Noah so we can build yet more building materials. But the plan is we will be building a home in this location, and that is why we need all the wood building materials. Well, there we are. We have not let last night's events spoil our day. We have got busy and researched some building materials to source for our new piece of land and for our home that we are going to start building here. And that has led us back to Noah and doing some deadwood contracts. But I'm thinking that's going to be quite lucrative. But that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. But all that's left to say is, I hope to see you again next time on The American Dream at Riverbend Springs. But until then, catch you later. Cheers all. Bye bye.